Okay, so this is a sponsored stream, just so you know. And today I'm going to be checking out gameround, which is game rounds. And let's play the video so you know what it's about. And then we'll discuss a few things and talk about it. And then we'll go test some demos on upcoming games.
Hello and welcome to
How long is
gameround,
this video?
or
2 minutes
gameround
41.
for short. My name
As I
is
just
Garrett,
explained.
and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit about what it is and why you need to get involved.
Is it cheesy because I'm doing it as well? This is a sponsored
Gameround is a bridge
stream.
between a gamer and a game developer, helping them connect with
It's
one another
playtesting.
in the development
And,
process
you know,
of a game.
obviously it's very
Therefore, a game
important. I'll
developer
explain that
can
myself
start
later.
developing a game, and
We'll see what he
instead of having to go
says.
through the
I
entire
actually didn't watch this
development
video.
process on their own,
Didn't expect there to be a
can
guy
actually
talking.
bring gamers in to that development process and get their direct feedback on what they love about the game and suggestions they have moving forward.
Okay, this is just going to be a guy talking for a while. I'll just show you the YouTube video that I watched first, which is this one, which allows me to actually speak. So, you get to compete for rewards, which you get these amazing rewards, obviously. I will pause the screen there, because the website itself doesn't actually necessarily show you these. But there's like VR headsets, there's Steam credits, there's actual branded monitors and iPads and things and computers that are game of your choice, headphones, and all sorts of amazing prizes. So it actually says, by playtesting and leaving reviews, you'll be participating in weekly and monthly raffles for short, amazing prizes such as gaming PCs, laptops, Nintendo Switches, Oculus Quest VR headsets, gaming phones, keyboards, and much, much more. So, you know, that's what you can win. It doesn't necessarily say that anywhere on the website, which is what I find the most ridiculous. You know, they kind of hide that thing, which is kind of important. So, you know, by leaving the reviews and getting them rated, you get to potentially win the prizes and, you know, monthly and weekly prizes. So there are lots of prizes that you can win. And they sound pretty good prizes to me. So let's go back to the website. Now, if I go to the G points, this seems to be separate from the prizes. So not only that, you earn 25 points for each review that you put on, and there are a variety of things that you can actually purchase with them. So you can actually also, not only on top of the amazing raffles that they have some of their own branded stuff. So you can get keyboards, a mouse for pretty cheap. Like, that's 400 GP. That doesn't take a lot to get a new mouse if you need a new mouse, or, you know, a tumbler, or a set of headphones, which, you know, I'm always breaking my headphones, so maybe, or a big mouse pad. I do need a big mouse pad. I've got the world's tiniest mouse pad, so, you know, and a funky looking mouse pad in 2 different designs. Again, only for 500 points, and there's the possibility to earn points at the event, but, you know, are events even really necessarily going on right now? Hashtag current events, COVID and all that. But, okay, every 4 weeks, well, not every 4 weeks, but games go live for 4 weeks. So if we go to the About page, I think that is where it shows you that. I took it off because, you know, I wanted to talk. I don't want to listen to some other guy talk. I'm sorry. So the game testing period lasts for 4 weeks. And then after like a few days, the review period starts. But you have to play it at least a week. And then the survey is for 2 weeks. And then there's a local survey that might go on after the game. And obviously they do other things like the clips and the G points. And I'm surprised that this page doesn't say anything about, you know, to get exclusive goods, earning key points, but it doesn't say about the heroes bit, which is about the prizes, which is what I, you know, would expect them to put. So maybe that's a newer thing that they haven't updated the website with. But there are 8 games at the moment, and these are live, and these are the periods that they're alive, and there are old ones that have already been through the process. You might recognize some of these games. You may not. Let's click the load more. You know, some of them maybe not out yet, but others, kick bastards. Like, there's a kicking game that I saw on one of the E3 sort of things, but it wasn't called that. I wonder if they both had a similar concept, because there's one that's just like, I'm guessing that's by the people who made Void Bastards, right? But kicking Zombie Soup is a lot more well known. I've seen that one around. Rough Justice 84, obviously, I played the demo of for a different stream, and you may or may not have seen that one. But yeah, there's loads of games that they've had go through the process that, you know, they had like the short periods, obviously everything lasts 4-week periods. And there's all sorts of games. So, you know, there might not be something there for you right now. Cantata, again, very much more well-known. Moulander as well, also quite well-known. So yeah, all sorts of games from roguelikes to Soulsborne to platformers. But I'm going to play a few, and let's go ignore that my stream just came up when I closed that page. So I've downloaded 3 of the current ones, and you'll notice some of them have a Steam thing. It would help if I actually go back to my chat so that I can see if anyone is in chat. You'll notice that some of them have a Steam thing. So some of them do launch through Steam or give you a Steam key. This needed a Steam key. This one just installed the demo, and then I've got this one that installed locally, so I guess it's not on Steam yet. You know, everything is pre-release, and it's important to playtest, right? So what the guy was going to probably talk about, but, you know, didn't get around to, is the importance of playtesting. So let me just briefly go over that. Obviously, there are a lot of games that get released and end up with, like, day 1 patches, and, you know, that's not really a great way of doing it. What you want to do, especially for indie studios that don't have like big budgets and everything, which is why this is a very helpful system. You know, smaller teams get to have their games play tested and then fix the bugs, and it really helps. But there are main things that they really want to do through playtesting. So one is obviously find any bugs that, you know, might happen and get those fixed, that they're not completely game breaking and don't put people off on day 1. 2 is to see how the game runs on a variety of complete different systems, because even the biggest studios can't possibly test out the entire range of how many different computer systems there are, because like all the components, all the self-builds, there's no way of knowing how all that interacts together. And like the softwares that are installed on people's PCs as well, there's absolutely no way to know how a computer will run the thing. So having a wide variety of people test it out and see how the game runs on different systems gives great feedback on that. And then 3 is feedback on the game itself. You know, does it feel good? Is there anything that was particularly great? Anything that maybe needs a bit of fixing in the gameplay elements? You know, and like what they really enjoyed, what they loved, what they hated. And that gives a great range, especially over a variety of people. So, you know, the more people that provide feedback, the better. That gives a really good sense of, you know, what things they might want to add or focus on, especially if it's just in a demo stage and still in development. It gives them a great opportunity to build on the things most people are enjoying and most people love about the game and make that the best of the game that it can be. And one notable thing that applies to is Cuphead, because Cuphead originally was going to just be all boss fights, but, you know, a lot of the streamers that had the early access to it, they were like, you know, this is great, but I wonder what the platforming levels are going to be. And then they're like, but we never intended to have any platforming levels. It was just going to be cartoon boss fights all of the game. And then, you know, they've added the running gun sections because a lot of people really wanted the platforming side of Cuphead. So, you know, because of that feedback from the early access, that is something that happens and wouldn't have been without, you know, early access feedback. Okay, so now that we've gone over that and we've mentioned that it's a sponsor stream and we've talked about how gameround works, we're going to go into playing one of the games, which is Hitori Kakarenbo Online, which is like a social deduction thing. It looks a bit like Hello Neighbor. So I was interested to see how this one plays. And like I said, you know, the game periods last for 4 weeks. So while there might not be something that is there presently, you know, when one game runs out for 4 weeks, they'll bring in new games. You've seen the list. There's lots of new games all the time. So they'll keep adding more and more new games, and there might be other demos that you want to play, and if you review them, you get entered into the competition to win the amazing prizes. I mean, I wouldn't mind a VR headset or like a really improved PC. You know, there's lots of things that I would love to have from the competitions that were the prizes available, but you know, I'm not expecting anything. But if there are less people using the site, I don't know how many people are actually using the site at present. There's a pretty good chance of winning something, right? And even if you don't win, you are getting the 25 points, which you can then save up to by, you know, the mouse mats and the keyboards and the gameround stuff. So, you know, there's still some benefit to doing it. And you get to enjoy the game before it's released and see if it's something you want to even play. So, there are benefits. Now let's hope that this game loads, because we do seem to be stuck on a loading screen. Which should all hopefully... here we go, okay. Move the bar until the red eye is barely seen. Well, I mean... Okay, well it's not recognising control at the moment, so it might just be a keyboard and mouse game. Create your doll. Okay. Key bindings, graphics. Okay, why is this such a tiny window, and why is it windowed? Frame rate, 24 FPS. Okay, also, how do I apply? How do I apply? Do I click back? Options. Okay, well, we found something immediately in playtesting that is a problem. Because I cannot. Right, if I press tab, right, shift tab. Of course. Twitch, I mean, Steam uses it as their own thing. That's not going to work. Okay, I was 200 IQing it because shift tab is find the last tab backwards, and that would be apply. F5. Well, I mean, it's kind of working. Did it save? Actually, if I click back, did it self-apply? Graphics. Okay, I think it applied the settings, so I'm just going to assume the VSync is on and it's 60 FPS. It knows that I don't want the music at full volume. That's actually really good. Okay, but this, you know, the apply button is off the screen. We've already found a very important thing to feedback, and it started in a tiny window. You know, which, I mean, I can see why it would start in a tiny window if people have tiny screens, but voice language. Okay, is there subtitles? Controls, key bindings? It's interesting that they're on a separate thing. Right, let's go create our doll. Suddenly ends the sound. Ominous. Did I break it already? Did I break the game already? But it's got a cool art style. Not necessarily seen. So, yeah, we're like Sackboy sort of thing at the moment. That's a very creepy doll. Obviously, the doll is the bad guy. Okay, we're getting some weird blurring when we mouse over some of these. I don't know what is going on with that. Let's be this derpy little thing. Can I change the colours of it? It'd be cool if I could change the colours of that. Okay, what weapons we want? Okay, we can have a Assassin's Creed sword blade. Just an ordinary sword arm. This is actually a neat feature that you can have different weapons for the killer. That just looks like an ordinary arm. That doesn't look like what I've chosen. Sure, we'll have a cursed secret option. It's not the Negan bat at all. It's the cursed secret option. Let's... Oh my god, that is so cursed. We're a cursed doll, but you never knew just how cursed we were, did you? I kind of like that we've got secret leg options that were not supposed to be the options. I can't even equip that one, interestingly. We'll have one secret cursed leg that isn't an actual leg that's even available. And we'll go with that. Okay, let's play the tutorial. I think that might be important. It's an online game, like I said, like Secret Neighbor. So one is secretly the doll, and then the others are like the teenagers running around doing the tasks, which I don't know what the tasks are yet. I didn't spoil it for myself, but you know, we'll try and find out and figure it out as we go along. Ironically, they're called Infinite Thread games, whilst it's a sewn-up doll that's been stitched together from cursed bits. Kind of fits in, but maybe, you know, I don't know if this is their first game. You know, maybe they thought of a fitting title for their company to go with it. But then, you know, what other games do you make when you're called Infinite Thread from then on? Are they all going to be, like, doll games? Or sewn together? Who's to say? Okay, obviously the loading screen maybe could use some work as well, because it suddenly goes silent and doesn't really do anything, and kind of feels like it's frozen. Maybe it has. Who's to say? You know, this is the ominous thing that normally happens when a game breaks. But this is why we playtest, right? To figure out these things. Okay, we've got sound again. But where is the game? Obviously, we're still on the title screen. Meant to be? Was it meant to have opened another window? Okay. Well, something's happening. Somewhere. There is life happening somewhere. Is it a separate game window? I don't think it is. I think it's still this window. Okay. Aha! Let's get used to controls. Run using left shift. Well, I'm using the controller. Oh, well, that's flashlight. That's lag. Okay, so L3 is sprints. Crouch using... I would have thought crouch would have been L3. Crouch is B. Prone using Z. Okay. Key bindings. And it's got keyboard options. Power up 1, 2, 3, 4 disabled. I'm guessing they've got planned things. Select object disabled. Skill disabled. Also, mouse pointer vanished entirely. No button seems to be letting me go prone. Hold B, no. Well, I'm just going to press Z on the keyboard. There's no controller thing for Z. More important feedback discovered. Okay. You got to find 3 keys. Keys spawned all over some missions. It's literally Hello Neighbor. Okay. So X is to pick up the item. SR to turn on the flashlight, leave the room. Hello. Dolly. Doll is attacking your friend. Pick up the medikit and heal your friend. Well, they went straight for them, didn't they? Bye, Dolly. Left click to heal. Ah, right trigger. Open up the highlighted furniture. Pick up the salt. Okay, salt can be used to stun the doll. If only I knew. Click to use it when you're close. Click what? Click. Click, 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 click. I've clicked every button. I don't know what button you want me to click, but... Is this not even going to be playable on the controller? Ironically... Hello? Well, that was interesting. Suddenly it made me drop to the floor. I thought it killed me. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so it might be right trigger again. To get to the next, keep out sight of the doll. Hi. Open up the closet and hide. I don't know if that's the click that we needed. And I don't know why that made me fall to the floor as well. It works. Somehow that made me go prone. Hi. A new key has appeared. Why did that make the doll faint? That's interesting. Yeah, hi. I tricked you. Why did that make the doll faint? I don't get that. What was that bar that came up as well? Was like some sort of weird struggle bar? Obviously we won. I don't know if that's, you know, alert level. You know, was she actually alert of us in the wardrobe? I don't know what that was. Follow the highlighted doors to get to the garage. Okay. Well, there's me just searching every object because that's what I thought was going on. Hi. I think you had a bad experience, didn't you? Okay. Well, my flashlight's still on. The doll really doesn't care about me. Is that another doll? That's a... Well, technically, kind of another doll. Okay, we've found the garage. I see the key. Unfortunately, I don't really have a way to go prone on the controller. So, I guess we'll do it this way. Okay, we can fit onto the thing. You have 3 keys. Really? How did I get a 3rd? Oh, we have to actually press Z again to get up? No? Are we still under the car, technically? I think we might still be under the car. Yes, okay. Oh, hang on. Okay, if I press B twice, or 3 times, you know, if I press it enough times, that's how you lie down on the controller. Just keep mashing B. Okay, let's finish the tutorial, follow the highlighted doors, and leave. Into the bath? I don't think we escaped. Now it's bath time. Is that how you defeat the doll? Is that how you defeat the doll? By having a bath? Now this I didn't think about. This I didn't think about when I chose this. Play versus doll AI. Sure. You know, I didn't consider this. There might actually be people online. You know, Faust and his friends, Corpulence, makes a ton of noise in movement. He's a literal Chad. They should have done the Chad outline meme there. That would have been hilarious. He's Barry Thompson, you know. Chad walking down, making a lot of noise, doesn't care about anyone. Flexibility, can hide in special places. And claustrophobia, loses life gradually in this type of hidden places. Tracker, locates objects immediately. Opens drawers carefully and without sound. That just sounds like 2 good things, you know. It's like positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, positive. First aid can revive Northern Lion, defenseless. Meanwhile, she can revive her friend, she can't move. Positive and negative. We've got literally Sasuke. Discreet, becomes invisible, sedentary, slower than his friends. Hair. Suraj Raman gets the objects his friends had when they die. Okay. When he airs the objects, he becomes visible to the doll for some seconds. Negative. I think I'll go with the one that's positive, positive. Unless prudent just means she opens them slowly. But you know, that sounded quite good, right? It's like you open them carefully and without sound, and is also, you know, very good at finding things if we press F, which, you know, I'm not going to do. Okay. Open the bathroom door before the doll sees you. That's literally secret neighbor. But instead of going into the creepy basement, we're going to have a bath. Because that's totally useful to hide from creepy dolls, isn't it, in the bath? Okay, will the doll... Oh. The doll's probably going to spawn right there, isn't it? Find the first key! Do you think the key wasn't... There's something. Okay, well, we're kind of loud, apparently. Do you think the doll can't see? Okay, I was pressing use the salt button, or what I thought was use the salt button, and it didn't work, did it? That did not work. Okay, let's play versus doll AI. That's a shame that... Wait. Just press any key on the keyboard. Open the doors carefully and without sound. Locate objects immediately. 1, 2, 3 to select an object. R to turn on the flashlight. Z to prone. That a key? I wonder if the keys aren't visible until, like, the doll is here. You know, is that a thing? Also, like, there's water. There's more salt. There's first aid. Well, they mention what first aid does. That's more salt. It's a shame you can't, like, spawn in other AI friends as well. Like, how big is the house? How big is this house? You know, I kind of expected... Hi. Hi! Well, I mean... Oh, you can just run under that. Of course you can. Are we out of stamina? I wonder if we could just glitch into the bathroom there. Okay. Oh, we actually salted. We actually salted. I wonder if you can just walk into the bathroom when the door opens. Locked with a different kind of key. Huh? I wonder if you can just do that. Because that would be interesting. You know, it would completely break the game. It's a bit too late to playtest it now. But I think we have to, right? We have to try and just... Okay, well, how do we open this locked door? Like, do we use one of the keys that we used to get into the bathroom to get into there? Okay, the mirror reflection's kind of cool. Is the AI just going to patrol every single room? Is that what it's doing? Would you put a key in the loo? I pressed the button again. It didn't work. I don't know why the salt sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Okay. I have to test. I have to test. We are playtesting after all. Let's see if we can just run into that room and, you know, just win instantly. Okay, well, we got a bit of time. Do we just win if we just run straight into the room? Oh, I've also, like, you know, you could hide in the closet while the door is opening and maybe win that way. But let's see, you know, we're testing to see if we win and if we don't win. And, you know, unfortunately, you have to playtest it for now before you're allowed to review it, don't you? And, you know, it's a bit empty to really test it properly. 3, 2, 1, let's go. You lose! Maybe with more people or with salt. Ooh. Maybe with more people or with salt. We could get in there and cheese and win. Okay, how many maps are there? Oh, there's just the one map at the moment. So we can't even test other maps, okay? So, you know, as much as we might be interested in testing other maps, no, there's just one. Also, I can't play as a doll because, you know, we need other people online to be able to play test that. Unfortunately. How many rooms are there? Okay. That's interesting that you can put the TV on as like a noise distractor. Is this door always locked? Or is it procedural? No, it's always locked. Okay. I wonder if the keys are always in the same place then. And like, are they not visible until things starts coming for us? Or are they just always visible? Find the first key. Just gonna hide in here for now and see. Can we? Okay, some reflections off the chair. I bet we could get in there with the salt if we stun it. If the salt stun works consistently, I bet we could stun the doll. The doll saw me, but it didn't want to come in. That's just first aid. Don't really care about that. Right, so the first room that you went in was over here. So, okay, only one drawer opens. That's another unfortunate thing. Like, there are far less things to open than, like, Hello Neighbor. You know, in Hello Neighbor, you could open, like, literally every drawer of every cupboard and every single thing. This... My door slammed shut. This, not so much. You know, there's a very limited amount of things that you can open. And if you had 4 people playing, you know, like, they would raid this in no time. They would literally raid this in no time. Let's open this. Oh, it opens this one tiny cupboard down here that has not even, like, interesting fake stuff in it. Again, you know, secret neighbor. A lot. Why is the doll gone? What the heck? What is going on? I think the doll is trying to get into the key room. And mashing on that door relentlessly. You okay? New bug discovered. Because it did expect us to have progressed there, that this door would open eventually. She expects us to open there. Okay, so we kind of got free reign to just do whatever we want because the AI thinks we are in the locked room because we're not out here. So now we're free to find the key wherever it may be. Because that AI is not moving from there ever. Is there something there, or is that just like a cursed plane? Because something sort of glows yellow there, but I don't think it's actually an object. She stopped mashing at the door. It's almost turned into a horror game now. She stopped trying to mash her way into the door as she discovered that we are not actually in there. I don't think she has, but by the time that we get that key, which, you know, clearly it's find the first key and then that takes us into there and then allows us to go into the next areas, right? Once we've got the key, wherever it is, she's gonna be free. Or we're going to have to loop her away from it. Hide and survive, the fourth step. The third step, stab the doll and say, it's your turn. Oh no, that's... step 2. Write some words on it. The Cacarino, like, the words are hard to read. Remove the interior. Add some rice and your nails. Oh dear. So you take out the stuffing out of a doll. You put your own fingernails and some rice inside of it. Sew it back up with red threads. Attention. Water and salt are poisonous to it. And put the doll in water. It can be a wash bowl. Then stab it and then tell it cursed things and then hide. And then game is now lagging and frozen for some reason. What does pressing F do? Okay, it makes water go. Found a key. Now we have to hide from the doll again. Wonder if that freed you. It's just the TV. Okay. Find the second key. Okay, well this is unfortunately loud. Well, we found the key. I don't know how I didn't see that. I guess, you know, pressing F helped. Well, I'm not sure what I just saw either, but it wasn't a key, was it? That instantly finds all the items in the room. I'm guessing it's in the room that she's mashing her face into. We saw the first aid kit inside the drawer. That's actually like a ridiculously helpful skill, isn't it? You just see every item in the room. I don't know if that's helpful to us. Like, you know, does that stop her hearing? Maybe it stops regular people. She's in the room. Is she mashing her face against another door? What is she doing? The door is just open now. Basements. Okay, I'm waiting for her to come running up the stairs. Okay, so... I do wonder if the key always spawns in the same spot. Yeah, surely she's mashing her face against wherever the next spot is, right? Okay, the TV is still on upstairs. Okay, there's some water, there's an object over there. I didn't see a key. Didn't see anything that looked like a key. Again, this character would be ridiculously overpowered if you just find the key. Okay, well the doll is not here. What? I heard footsteps. She was not in there with me. What was that? She was not in there with me. Actually got me, because like, I heard the footsteps and then I was like, she's not in there with me. Goes to look around. Oh, there she is. Well, right, let's go see if the thing is always in the same spot. Is the key always... That's not where we want to be. Is she also going to start mashing her face in against the door again? Okay, well, there's no key there at the moment. But who's to say that it doesn't just spawn in once, you know, the timer is up? Okay, the key isn't in the same spot. Confirms the key is not in the same spot. Not even seen any items in here. Right, if I hide under here, is she gonna see me? Like, is hiding under the car a smart thing to do? Like, this is also a way to just cheese the AI. If it starts to get stuck in that spot, you know, if it can't find you. Okay, well, let's try and find the key. Once we're certain it's safe. Okay, she didn't come for us. She's probably going to go mash her face against the door again. If last round was anything to go by. It's interesting that you could hide in the shower. That, the key right there. Well, I don't think this is a smart place to hide. I don't know if she saw us, but... God, I thought that she did. Okay, I'm hearing some little steppies. I don't know what that is, but it's something. Idiot. Is she left? Now, is she on the same loop? Okay, so I guess water is also toxic to her, the same as... Oh. Not mashing her face against the door. Interestingly enough. Okay. Apparently she saw us. Apparently she saw us. Okay, that time we had to actually mash for our lives to keep the bar up. I got it even. I got it even. I'll have you know. I got that even. Okay. So, the key doesn't always spawn in the same place. I would like a really, really quiet character. Yeah, it needs more drawers. It does. It needs more drawers. More things to hide the keys in. It's a bit weird that it, like, kind of progress locks them as well. So they are just in a spot. And I don't know if they don't even appear until after the time is ready. Because it's like saying, go hide. So, are the keys not visible yet? Are they visible? Like, is this just wasted time? Or, you know, do you just prep and grab as much stuff as you can during this time? Because the key isn't actually visible, and then it's like, start now. Then you find the first key. That bit's not very clear, is it? Like, are we able to collect it at this point? Are we not? Hello, doll. Are you gonna go glitch yourself out again? Okay, you actually came in here this time. You actually came in here. I do wonder if you will go start mashing your face against the door again. I wonder if it's something to do with this spot as well. Okay, she's gone into the garage. Like, I'm sure it's probably just about the timing. In which case, you know, we should maybe playtest and just sit here until, you know, she's done like 2 loops of the flat. And then, if she goes and mashes her face against the door again, because it expects it to be in the basement. But then she vanished after that, which is the weirdest part. Oh. She completely vanished. Okay, she came back in here this time. She didn't bug out entirely. That's the weirdest part of this. Okay, she's got into the toilet. Okay, I think she's kind of done every room now. Back to the kitchen. Okay, let's see if she does bug out. If not, then, well, who's to say? Who's to say? Where are you going? Hear noise. She's staying over there. Okay, I see her moving back towards her own thing. Okay, first aid. No keys. Has she gone to mash her face against the door? I think she might be mashing her face against the door. Oh. Okay. This is probably a terrible idea. She hasn't even come down here, though. What the heck was that? Okay. Because she hasn't even come down here, or maybe the item just isn't down here, so she doesn't want to be down here. It's interesting. I wonder if putting the TV on. Okay. Because I haven't put the TV on, it might be something to do with the TV on. Okay, well, I don't know why my salt isn't working, but it isn't. It's not actually equipped. That's why. Okay, so that might be why the button doesn't work, because you actually have to equip it. Which, yeah, no, doesn't actually automatically happen. TV. TV. Where is the TV? Oh, hi. You are actually kind of smart with that. There we go. Okay, I don't know where she just vanished to, but... She saw me again, damn it. Right. You'll never suspect that I'm in here. Behind your TV, she'll never suspect. Okay, well, we're not hiding here forever. But it's probably an interaction with the TV, perhaps. Because I didn't have the TV on. Okay, there's some water. It's ironic that you only get 1 water, 1 salt. You know, you can't just stack salt.
I'm still not sure what I just saw.
Well, she's not coming. Okay. Well, the items are all in the same spots. I see her. Okay, also you can just hide by the basement like, you know, the dumb strat of a lot of players in Secret Neighborhood, where they just hide under the bottom of the stairs and don't bother doing anything, and it's just like they're hiding, waiting by the exit, and, you know, that's not going to help anyone. You know, actually go look for the keys, don't just sit and hide by the exit. No key under there. That's the first aid kit. Considering we can't heal anyone because there are no other people to heal, we're not doing that. Okay, she's actually patrolling this time.
Nobody's home to watch that house. Touchdown Hogs!
She's actually completely patrolling. What is this ambient occlusion? Okay. I cannot see a thing. You're in a cupboard. Yeah, but I'm struggling to see even outside of the cupboard. Is that the key? Yeah, but there's some souls. Okay, we're gonna wait for the doll. Gonna wait for the doll. You can see quite well. And I wonder if it's a bit cheesy that the person who's the doll can just see you hiding in the closet through the gigantic hole. What is this effect? Yeah, I'm not seeing the doll anywhere. So I'm gonna assume it's got its face mashed against the thing again. I'm going to assume it is mashing its face against. Okay, literally was not interested in me. It wasn't mashing its face against the door. Can't we just leave the house? Okay, so I had to press 2 to equip it again. Like, I'm starting to think it's not in the locations inside of things. I think it's just on the floor in the garage again. Okay, well, we can see some water. Walter Strider! Oh, we've got water, though. Right, what does water do to you? Slow you down, it doesn't really kill you. Water's less effective. The key is just in the same spot again. Hello? Get up. Okay, I'm starting to think that the key just doesn't spawn for a while. Hi, that was bullshit. The door stuck on me. I'm starting to think that the key just doesn't spawn for a while and is always in the same spot. That's a bit annoying. Okay, I should have left the site up for obvious reasons. I probably should have just left the site up. Okay, yes. So if we go to testing, and then we go that. Right, so let's write a review. Game idea. I mean, if it was more people, gameplay, it kind of needs way more draws, and, you know, the things. The artwork was pretty good. The clarity, I mean, it didn't run the smoothly. Also, playing on controller wasn't difficult. It wasn't too difficult. The audio, sure, the audio was fine. Bugs, kind of. Replayability, maybe. Maybe. Okay, so do I have any feedback? Okay, so what bugs did we encounter? So the doll got stuck in a loop mashing on the locked door before I found the key, which breaks the game loop. Secondly, the controls are challenging because it's not listed in the tutorial, and also going prone is pressing E twice rather than a separate button, which was challenging to figure out. And then using items isn't automatically selected, so figuring out how to select item on controller was a challenge. And, you know, that was a bit of a challenge. Were there any other bugs? When loading, it was a bit of a concern that the game may have frozen as there was no loading screen and the music went silent and the game froze while loading in. And then in the graphics settings, it started off in a very tiny window in Windows mode, and the save changes button was either off the screen or non-existent, and this was pretty much impossible to find, but thankfully just escaping after changing the settings solved the problem anyway. But these are some bugs. This is some quality feedback. So we have told them a game bug, literally, which is very important to fix with the AI loop, just mashing its face against the things. Then we've mentioned like the worrying loading screen, which, you know, a lot of people will just probably Alt F4 close the game because they think it's frozen. And the graphics source thing, again, you know, you need to be able to save the changes. That's nothing. But there's some more. And with regards to the gameplay, what the heck is that noise? I don't think you can hear it, but something weird is whistling outside. It's Halloween haunted time, isn't it? Obviously, there are similarities to be noted with Hello, Secret Neighbor. Except in this game, there are fewer things to explore, much like drawers and cupboards, where Secret Neighbor offers every single drawer possible to open and often have fun but pointless items inside. This only opens one drawer on any particular object, and either they're empty or just have the required loot in. And there's so little to explore. It's going to be old quick, especially as the items all seem to spawn in exactly the same spots. Also, furthermore, grammatically better, the key doesn't seem to spawn till well into the Mac and always in the same spot. So, you know, this also could use improvement to randomize. There we go. I think that's a nice review. I think that's a nice, effective playtest. You know, we've given a lot of good points, and as always, things break, so I copy and select just in case it breaks. Your review has been set. Now, you know, if you want to go join Game Round for yourself, that is the link in the chat. Did my review actually get... Okay, so it says it's saved. That's just to update it. So my review should now be live. Well, obviously, under my activities, it's not fully live yet, but it will be at some point. And then we'll earn the 25 GP once it's been approved. Okay, and then we have like the Chronicles of Two Heroes, which, you know, if I click the play button, I'm guessing it'll just launch it in Steam. It probably will. We'll see. If not, you know, we'll launch it ourselves, but that's how it installed it. Okay, yeah, so that one, because the other one was a key activation that didn't automatically launch right. So there are probably a lot more people playing this one, because this one's just publicly available as a demo on Steam. So let's go check out this. Now, this one works on controller. Window resolution good, but why does everything start windowed full screen? There we go. VSync on. Gotta do my turn the music down thing. Okay, right. So this is the Chronicles 2 Heroes, Amaterasu's Wrath. Now this is a demo, not the full game. I don't know if that was the full game. But, you know, it's only got one map and they'll add to it. This is an ancient legend no one has talked about for centuries. Some may say, in fact, it might not even have happened. Yet, I wish to share it with you. So please come closer and heed my words. A long time ago, in a land that nowadays is known as Japan, there was a village hidden from the rest of the world, the Hidden Leaf Village. It is a small village that lived two orphans and their master, who trained them both since they were the youngest ages to fend for themselves. Under his watchful eyes, Master Mikoto led his disciples onto two different paths, one being Shredder and one not. Kensei, the boy... Oh, it's Kensei. An expert in the way of the swords. Fearing the protection offered by full armor, he decided to sacrifice mobility. Ayame, the girl, was instructed in the ninja art, choosing to strike with grace from afar, over fighting in close combat. So she's dex ranged, he's slow. Okay, her skill with kunais was unparalleled. Koto. My dear apprentices, now that you've completed your training, it's fine for me to explain the reason of your harsh education. Our country is currently ravaged by war. Only our hidden village is untouched by chaos that is oppressing all of Japan, but not for long. And the cause of all this is Empress Himiko. Kobiko. Once she rose to power, Himiko was gifted with 3 sacred treasures artifacts of incredible power. A green jade whistle, a sword and a shield. Day after day, their pernicious powers corrupted her mind, turning her eventually into a slave of Amaterasu, the goddess of the sun. Himiko, as a poet, Amaterasu quickly subjugated the realm. We don't have much time before they discovered our village. You two are our last hope. You must stop her, retrieve the 3 sacred treasures, sever the connection between Himiko and Amaterasu, and bring the people back to our lands. You'll be leaving for the Imperial capital tomorrow, first thing in the morning. It'll be a tough journey indeed, so prepare yourselves. This time, I will succeed, for sure. Amaterasu. Okay, do we play as both of them? Greetings, the army. I see that your brother has already departed. Let's catch up with him, but be careful. I can already sense enemies nearby, so be ready to face some Imperial soldiers. Make sure you follow my instructions. I prepared little gifts for the both of you to celebrate the end of your training. I hid them along the road to help you. Stay sharp. Also, I decided to join you on this quest. Road's a dangerous place for an old man like me, so he's gonna die. So I'll stay out of sight for the time being. But I'll make myself useful from time to time. Don't worry. Off we go then, and remember, no light can blind the gaze of the brave. I'm surprised A isn't jump. Oh, A is jump. Not allowed to jump till you've unlocked the tutorial that tells you to jump literally at the next little bit. Wall jumping is surely a thing, but clearly don't have it yet. Okay, that's a conveniently timed lift, isn't it? How many people fall in that spot, I wonder? Okay, throw kunai? Not yet. Wall jumping absolutely has to be a thing. Break the target. Easy. Oh, we limited with our kunai? Secret path? Okay, we've got 4 kunai. I probably shouldn't have wasted that one. Secret wall! You don't have anything more to say to me? Health. I'm so... Okay, incoming projectiles. Press LB to parry. LB, not RB. Oh, hi. That's interesting. That's not what I expected from a parry. Teleporting like a ninja, but sure. I'll take it. Okay, he can't jump yet. A to dash. Okay. Hold A to see dash distance. Never too late to back off. Okay. He doesn't jump, he just dashes. Press X to cancel. Okay, so it's a bit of a puzzly game. Okay. Finally, you can dash through past... Ouch. Incoming projectiles. But you can't dash through walls. Break the target with melee. Okay. So as he can't jump, this is going to be a challenge of dashing. Well, he's a dashing gentleman, isn't he? That's nice that you can see where the thing is before, you know, you do it. Incoming projectiles! Okay, so he needs to also parry. Okay, he sends it back to the person that sent it. That's cool. His is a different parry. He actually parries, whereas the other one doesn't. Excuse me? Skill. Parry the other guy with the thing. I realised we could have just gone and attacked him, but maybe we couldn't have, because that lift actually doesn't go to the bottom. So that was the path that you had to take. I thought I was being cool and going a way that wasn't necessary. Why to switch hero? Okay. That could be challenging. So we can use that to maybe do some interesting jump zoom tech. Shit. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna have to swap to him to be fast enough. Okay, I understand. Shit. But I gotta be quick on the swap there, otherwise, you know, we're not gonna make it. Okay, so suddenly it becomes a challenging challenging matter of swapping between the characters, which is actually even more challenging than you would imagine. Even more challenging than you might imagine. Okay, well, I didn't mean to swap into her. I thought I could make that. Okay, so she can't quite make these jumps. Obviously, you know, to teach you into swapping into him. Almost messed that up. Okay, so let's just reserve a little patience. Just a little patience. Just kunai. Tempting that there might be some sort of secrets up there. I don't need health. Okay, can't teleport past the portal. Okay, now the real game begins. Fails at the first hurdle. Achievements unlocked. Literally fails at the first hurdle. I was literally about to say, yeah, maybe we could like speedrun this. Ah, bad chance. Okay. There, just like get up if you've fucked up your jump. Got it. I bet there's something for hidden that, yes. Okay. Probably not the most useful of things, but something. It's a flying eagle with gold in it. It gave us a few attempts to get it, at least. That we did. That refills our kunai as well, that's good. Because I was like, I've only got 2 kunai, I don't want to waste them on this guy, actually. When we can just hit him. Okay, LB is parry. So we've killed the guy already. Okay, can't jump up that. Sure, let's unlock this, whatever it is. For some reason I was feeling like I had a double jump. Of course we don't. Ouch. That again may be a waste of a kunai. That's a cat. Right, we gotta get that. But again, you know, it's fine. Like, oh shit. Cat collected, 1 of 1. Those platforms start to fade. So is that like the only cat in the level? Okay. So I can't smack him from below. That's good to learn. The chip music's pretty cool. His demon eyes start to glow when he wants to attack us. Branching paths. Now here's where the real greed sets in. I want to go all the paths. What the heck? Double jump. Nice. Okay, so now we can double jump. Let's go. You know, I wanted double jump. I wonder if we open it as the other guy, would he get something else? Now. Okay, that's locked. I'm guessing the other one's his way, but it's probably got a power right at the beginning the same, right? No. Okay, but other than the fact that that drops down, right? So top is the way that we can go, and maybe we can go all the ways. I bet all the ways lead back to the same spot anyway, but you know, down locks us off. This way we can definitely progress. But double jump means I transform into that guy less, because I can just pretty much double jump over any gap that he would have naturally gone through. Right? That was just to save kunai more than anything. Okay, let's go. Gold. Gold! Easy. Secrets? I'm determined that there's going to be a secret up there in one of these spots. Like, you know, these sorts of games you want secrets, right? Gotta hide some secrets. Like, Is there an invisible wall down there with secret stuff in? I want secret wall chicken, even if it's only wall chicken. Whoop. Oh, come on. That was me being overconfident. Okay, we'll actually use your platform, even though we don't need it. I could have timed it. Good again. Health, not needed, not necessary. As was waiting for this, we could have just gone back to the middle platform and jumped straight up. Okay, cursed tree. Blue key. Let's go. Okay, so that will open the blue door. I was going to say, if we can't drop it off, then might be an issue. Okay, so that's at least one that she can't get through. Ah, here's his chest, of course. I thought that was a giant eyeball to begin with, not a pendant in a circle. Charge dash. Hold A to dash more powerful to unleash a powerful attack. Okay. Well, that didn't do a powerful attack, did it? Ah, fully charged, it does an attack. Whoops. Okay, that's pretty cool that it does an attack on that. Okay, well, we don't need to fully charge this. Because fully charging that would be really bad. It's fine, we can jump back up there. I want the gold. I'm greedy. Ah, that's nice that the dash does collect the gold. I wasn't sure about that. I thought, I fucked this for a moment and I need to go back in there to get that gold. Nah, fine. It's slow to fully charge, but okay, that was done. Oh, yeah, we don't even need to like land on the platform, other than the fact that there's more gold. Okay. I was going to say, if there's more enemies below, I'm going to go back and kill them after. I get that the point of this challenge is to not be her. But you know, what they really want to do here, feedback, is lock us into being him for his challenge. So it is just a him challenge. Because being able to be her, especially with double jump, just destroys it, right? That just destroys the challenge entirely. At that point. So I get what they're trying to do, but they need to prevent you from being her to create the challenge. Because otherwise, like I said, we just run through and it's irrelevant. Okay, so was I meant to parry out? Fine. So enough arrows to the face. Was determined to parry. Did not. Is there secret land that I'm not seeing? Okay, well, we got the key. Yeah, we've learned some feedback. Must remember it, though. May absolutely forget it. Okay, is this meant to be just, you know, you can't kunai that, so you must dash it with the dash attack? Okay, you have learned well. You are fine. I see they made good use of my gifts. You may find optional power for pet. If you have enough money in your pockets, I suggest you check it out. And it's filled with dangers, but the rewards you'll find there will be huge help to you on your journey. Just pass on. And remember, when the sun is at the highest, the sky is also getting closer to setting. Don't give up. So, like, is this actually optional? Because at the moment, it's not looking so optional. At the moment, it looks like it's just the way. I mean, I don't need to kunai that. He'll take care of it for me. This the optional path. Okay. There's money down there. Okay. So this is the optional path. Okay, that one was a bit more challenging. Okay, it's got a cracked piece of necklace. It's not even a whole thing, it's just one piece! Game over? That's a bit harsh. I mean, we got the one piece. Where was your double jump? Excuse me? I double jumped. Is that a thing that if she's fallen too far, she doesn't double jump? No fear. Copium. No fear. We're never missing that. Okay, this is the challenging bit. Because, yeah, he doesn't immediately do it. The timing's off. And it moves. That's the hardest bit of this. The fact that that moves on its own. Separate. What was I thinking? I was like, oh, it's fully charged, so let go now. I can do this. You can never give up. And I was like, we're at the end of the thing, and then, like, obviously it stopped early. It didn't take us back. Right, okay, this is a challenge. So he doesn't immediately go. I was holding left because I was like, you know, it might not make it. Unfortunately, I timed it too perfectly. That's the true challenge. And I see what that red one is for. Because we're not going to be able to get up to that upper bit. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so... Panic set in because that platform started disintegrating quickly. Okay, thankfully there's not, like, huge consequences to dying. I missed that platform entirely. Not huge consequences to dying. But there are some. Okay, so that's also deliberately higher just to be a problem. You know, you can't just zip off it onto that with him. I thought for a moment at the beginning it was going to be like, choose your character. Right, okay, we timed it. You never... She can make that jump. Holding that down whilst you're on the platform that's about to disintegrate is a problem. Okay, half a health fragment. Okay. Cannot get out that way. It's interesting that the money respawns. Because now I'm greedy. And I wouldn't have expected the money to respawn because we used it. But, you know, now we greed sets in. Okay. So that wasn't a gigantic drop. I was going to cheese that and go and be like, hey, collect all the money. But that was not a thing that was plausible. Ouch. Okay, the birds can hurt us. It's not just a greed monument. Ouch. It's actually an intelligent enemy that turns around as well. Unexpected. Okay. You don't get me. I just checked the right for secrets. There were none. Of course I unlock it. I wonder if we could have got multiple cats. Well, that proves that you can kill the birds with those. Okay, is that just endless birds? I'm sorry, I'm greedy. Okay, I see the challenge here. I see the challenge that suddenly is there. Can you parry birds, I wonder? Well, that solves some of those problems. Oh, my God. So some of the problems, right. I bet parrying the birds would be a problem, though. Ouch. I very dare you. Really? No! Oh my God, the bird screwed me. The bird screwed me. Ah. Damn it. Game over. Low loading screen. Okay. No! I stopped to kill the bird on the red platform. That was a terrible mistake. It was a big mistake, for certain. Okay, we got this, though. We've got this. No problem. This is pretty fun. Obviously, I really like the art style, which is why I chose this out of the games that were available. You know, it's very messengery, isn't it? Very retro. That should have been a twofer. Come on. We got both of them in one spot. You are one lucky bird. Okay, and we're out of there. We did it. You know, the increased challenge, ha. Okay, an extra heart. Not that we need it. Okay. You know, that was up for a long time. That might be a bug, you know, because we can keep running whilst that's on the screen. I might just play as her more than anything. Oh, you shoot the arrows. That's actually a neat touch. It's actually a neat touch. Yeah, he cannot jump. Or we just mash through everything as we have extra health. Ouch. Maybe we need the extra health. Maybe we need the extra health. Open your shields, I dare you. Okay, that's an interesting mechanic. You can turn around on the fly, which way you're gonna turn. But you know, if you're trying to turn around to attack the guy. Well, you get to live. I don't care that much. I don't need the extra money. We farmed and cheesed some extra, plus we've got like way more than we need. Well, we fucked that one up, didn't we? Okay, so we still hit him even if he's got his shield up. That's interesting to know. I'm greedy. Ouch. I'm very greedy. What is that guy doing? Okay, we've glitched that guy out over there. Bug! Bug number 2! In whatever screen this is, guy just randomly walked off the thing. Guy just randomly walked off the thing. We're almost out of the woods. I sense the presence of a powerful emissary of Himiko hidden around here somewhere. We're ready for a tough battle.
There you are. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Kiyome, head of the Imperial Ninja Corporation.
I know that's a lady, but...
And you are fools who just walked into my trap. Hope you enjoy it. It's a trap.
It's a platforming challenge. Ouch. It's fine. We can make that! It failed to make probably easy jump. Okay, yeah. That'd be cool if you did that. That's... I thought for a moment a double jump wasn't gonna work. If it caught up with her at high speeds, zooms into the room. Let's see how you handle this. Oh. With ease. How do you handle it? Okay. Did I cheese her there? Was she meant to only take one hit? Like, she was stunned for a while. Okay. Remember there, I thought we were glitching through the physics. We can just stand between the flames, even... Well, whatever she said, it couldn't have been that important. Feels like we could just hit her forever. You got me! You baited me! No kicking her for enough long. You baited me. You were like, this is charge up forever! And then, because it's a time thing, you know. You're pre-charging, then nope, it's too late. You're already in the thing. I know there's a cancel button, but I didn't press it in time. Oh, that's interesting. They block the zip through? Why them in particular? Why do they in particular prevent you doing the power? What was that? Weird graphical glitch at that instant? Or secrets?
Gonna be impressed. You managed to survive after all. Well then. Now we're done warming up. Let's fight for real. Get ready to face the end of your pathetic quests.
Ouch. Okay, red button. Okay, we do have to push red button. Oh, that's just instant death. That was not obvious. Well, I mean, I guess it's obviously cheesing and going in and fighting her like that, right? Really? I don't think I touched that. But sure. This is the end of the demo, probably. Okay. That's it, you get locked out. You don't get back in there. Okay, so we can, like, fast cycle her. Nah, you don't get to lock the door twice. You get 2 hits in 1 door lock.
Alas, it's only the beginning. I General Number Master. It's ask you as well. I'm sure it'll give you the lesson you deserve. See you soon, heroes.
And we got an unlock. Press X to hold down. Strike enemies and objects below you. Okay, so Metroidvania! Ground smashing. Nice. But only on him. Does she not get upgrades? Now we go die on the thing. Clear the demo! Well... the awkward part of this is playtested for an hour! Demo is very short. Cleared the demo. Anything else? Is that everything? That's everything. It's a fun game. It's, you know, playing it for an hour to review it is a challenge, considering... How long did we play that for? How long did we play that for? Blah, 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 blah. 34 minutes. Played that for 34 minutes. Okay, so testing. Chronicles of Two Heroes. Okay, so let's write a review. And, you know, the game idea, good idea. The gameplay, pretty fun. Story, you know, it was alright. The artwork, yeah, the artwork was good. The clarity was smooth enough. Difficulty, you know, completed it in no time. The audio was nice. Bugs, did we really find any bugs? Not really. Repurposing, sure, I played the main game, sure. Okay, the artwork was very nice and the chip tunes very satisfying. There was a slight graphical glitch at one point, and one enemy did walk off the screen in an area you needed to fight everyone, but other than that it didn't have bugs. I would suggest when gathering the necklace powers for the individual heroes, you are locked into that particular hero as doing the down path for the red key after going up to the blue. It seemed easy enough to just double jump most of the hazards rather than master his dashing mechanic. It was nice to see that there will be more powers Metroidvania style to unlock and gather more ways to enter newer areas, and it would be nice to hide many secrets in walls as is traditional in these sorts of games. It was pretty fun, although the demo was short. It looks like it will be a fun title upon release. Okay, then it's public, and you know, I think we pointed out the things. We didn't really have any issues other than, you know, the mild graphical glitch and, you know, the one enemy that kind of got stuck at the edge. I don't know if there was any other issues throughout. I don't think there really were. So, you know, other than that, you know, all's good. And Path of Kami, the journey begins, right? So this one we had to install locally. Now, I was expecting maybe a bit longer on that, and again, you know, the other one, once again, you know, we couldn't really play that more than the time. because that was the end of the demo. And the other one, there's everyone online. I expected there would actually be people online, so that was just unfortunate. But there weren't people online to be able to play against. Okay, so looks like this file's safe. Well, good for you. Let me launch it then. The stupid thing about Avast is it tests the thing and it's still launching it anyway. So, you know, it still launches the game while it's testing to see if it's safe. So it's like, is it safe? We'll virus check it. But, you know, we're running, if it is a virus, it's already running. I've noticed that, so, you know. And then sometimes it's like, ooh, we don't know if this is safe. And then the game's still launching and it's like, well, you know, it's too late now, isn't it? España. That's interesting. So one's actual Spanish and one's like Mexican, I guess. So it's not Portuguese. So that's actually a really good localization if that is Mexican Spanish and normal Spanish. And then like Cantonese, Japanese, French, Polish, Dutch. No, that's Polish. That's Russian. Advanced settings. Post-processing, shadows, reflections, VSync, of course. Right, save settings. Music still seems pretty loud even though I turned it down. Okay. So, Path of Kami. Let's go, new game. We can still move the options whilst it's loading. Playtesting. Okay, we got a big, glowy, spirity dog. Should be interesting. I don't know how much of the game we've got with this. Like, is it the full game? Is it just another demo? We'll see. We'll see how this is. But it looked fun with the cute little dog. Obviously, it's frozen now. Hopefully we won't have any issues. And hopefully we won't have to load up any more things. You know, install any more games. Because I installed 3! Kyozo! There you are!
I'm sorry I frightened you. This form is a little unnerving, I know.
Sorry, it's the Wisp, another dog speaking.
You can call me Wisp. I'm something of a guardian spirit. I'll explain along the way, but we can't stay here for long. Your ancestors have lent me their strength to guide you up to the mountain. It's a long journey, but I'll be right here with you.
Okay. We are Doggo. Okay, can we go back into the cave? First important test. You know, playtesting, you've got to test these things. Like, what can you glitch out, what could you not glitch out? Camera can be awkward if you use it. Because suddenly the dog's bollocks! Not that you can see them, but... That's like, why is it suddenly... That's a great camera angle, isn't it? Like, you know, I'm trying to look a bit further out and it's like, no, you seeing up his ass. I don't think that's what I wanted to see. I was just trying to look up a bit more. Okay. Now, invisible walls. I like the footprints. The footprints are actually pretty nice. Okay, there was an invisible wall. How far can I push this? Can I glitch out of this? Okay, our footprints are actually like spirity footprints as well. That's an interesting noise you made there. Okay. I didn't mean to jump on that ledge. I was trying to jump on those bits below, but sure, I'll take it. Okay, here's where I try to break the game. Normally I don't try to break the game, but you know, if we are actually playtesting, why not try to get places we're not supposed to? We are playtesting after all, and specifically playtesting. So let's see what we can do to try and break the game. Okay, it's looking kind of like an oil painting up here. Obviously, obviously we're not intended to be up here. Okay, it's a nice touch that they actually have given that collision. they've thought about it at least, even if you're probably not supposed to get up here. Is that back to the bottom? Okay, the music seems to have stopped. Okay, so I've lost track of where we spawned in. Because I seem to be somewhere else. I seem to have gone somewhere else. Although the scenery seems to change as we move. So now that we've got closer to here, we can see the beginning area again. Okay. I just went up a higher mountain and up. Right, okay. We can see through some of the things, but, you know, again, you're probably not meant to be up here, and, like, that's just obvious asset saving, you know, invisible textures that are kind of normal. Oh. Again, you know, you're probably not supposed to be up here. Right, let's go down. Okay, so we didn't break it too hard by going up there. Copium. We didn't. The Evergreen Sea. Okay. Big wide area. Again, you know, we can just come up here and probably skip the entire game. You can light lanterns with spirit fire to allow you new areas to explore and last continuous on a journey. Using your spirit fire will drain your life energy. And break the game. However, there are spirit orbs and sacred fountains that will bring you back to full strength. Okay. So, I wonder if we use the fire to hurt enemies as well. Like, this almost looks like something up here. Is the water death? Be careful of the water, it can be dangerous for spirits. Okay, so water is death. Confirmed! That's nice that they answered that in that way. You know, that's actually a clever touch. Ironically, I did skip that bit. So it's, you know, not that most people would be doing that, but it's possible to skip that bit. Don't fall off the slidey physics. Okay, we're back at the top. Right. Okay. We're not going to break it too hard, but, you know, I bet there's a way across the river. It's an interesting touch that the landscape becomes different the further away you are. Like, it really does become a very much an oil painting in the distance. You know, the further things are away, and then it becomes more like natural textures when you're closer. Whoops. I was not being careful. That was very slippery. It's icy. I was trying to come over here to this, then it's like, nope, you're spinning off into the water. Okay, I see there's something down there. But I mean, I could absolutely just get over there. I could. I don't know if there's something there, but you know, let's play. I could probably jump that. Let's play the parts it wants us to do. Right, that's a tree. We don't have a double jump, at least not yet. I see the flames surrounding us, so probably the spirit flames that it wants us to use to light things. Okay, that's another tree. So is that like a checkpoint? Like a save point, so, you know, we light literally the bonfires. It's a pleasant little flute noise that it makes when we light them as well. Music, despite me turning it down, sounds very loud. Also, that sounded like we were running in that. Okay, so we don't ignite the pawns. Okay, puzzle solved? Ah, I heard an elevator and then it's like, what is actually happening there? Okay, so there's like a leaf thing. But I don't know what that is. Gotta leave it alone. Nope. Go. Taking the riskier jump. Get to the island. A Magtama bead, which is the same thing that was on the necklace in the last game, isn't it? Sacred jewel overflowing with spiritual power. I wonder if it's also called a Magtama bead in that. The jade necklace thing. For lack of a better thing, in my opinion. Tried to take the spirit fire back this time. You only have so much spirit fire, but you can absorb it back into yourself and take it with you. Unfortunately, it's not telling me the buttons to press for that. So I'm having to figure that out myself. But, you know, it's a button on the controller, but for somebody who's on keyboard and mouse, like, that's going to be a much bigger problem, because there are way more controls, you know? On the controller, yeah, it's probably square, it's probably circle, it's probably triangle, it's probably X. It's not A, because A is jump. On keyboard and mouse, there's so many things it could be. Sacred fountain over there, we should go and investigate. That is a fountain. I wonder if I die in that water as well. Also a very interesting shaped thing. That bell was just floating in the middle of nowhere. Are we taking it in our mouth? Sure. I mean, it was making a noise. It was odd that it wasn't attached to any string or anything, but I guess that's further showing you that it's something to collect, right? I wasn't expecting him to take it in his mouth. Ikoro Village. I really wasn't expecting him to take it in his mouth, but I'll take it. Again, remember, by leaving these reviews, you get entered to win amazing prizes, like the prize that I mentioned at the start of the thing. And this is on gameround, so don't forget. And this is a sponsored stream, just as a reminder, you know, we're quite a way in at this point. But yes, if you are interested in playtesting for yourself, not only do you help the developers with finding bugs and, you know, improving the games, but you also can win those prizes for yourself, and you get to play the games. So, you know, and I don't deserve that. And find, you know, maybe bugs and things like that, like collecting things from a very generous range. Because I really don't think I deserve that. The audio triggers are a nice touch though, because we can hear them and it's, you know, telling us where they are with wind chimes. But that was way too generous a range. We were not even on the roof. No, you got it. You saw it, you knew where it was, you got it in advance. That doesn't feel satisfying. That's, you know, that's too generous. You saw it, that's enough. No, you know, then I can get anything no matter how hard you hide it. Stand in the sacred fountain to replenish yourself. The worst were to happen, you're too injured to maintain your form. Your spirit will return to the last spirit pool you bathed in. You saw, as well as relaxing. But at the same time, I'm also gonna light up the thing. Okay. So maybe they aren't a save point, or are they? I don't know, because we died. Did we replenish back at the last thing that we lit? Okay. The bell is suddenly a lot bigger. Now, what do you propose this does? Other than just be a bell. I'm guessing we're missing another piece of the contraption. And we need to build something to ring it. But, you know, I could pull the wood back and ring it, but it's not letting me. Yeah, those pickup ranges are way too generous. It's not satisfying to just have it handed to you like that. That's kind of unfortunate. Okay. Maybe lighting all of these will ring it. You're kind of saying there's some sort of noise there. I don't know how many of those we need to light. Okay, that many. Ah, a teapot. Okay. Are we making some sort of spiritual tea? You found a kettle. Tea is an essential part of life, even in the spiritual worlds. We're not carrying that one in our mouths. That's just an item. The same as the necklace. So, I wonder what that's about. Like, is there a point to collecting these items? Or is it just like, you know, lore? Or maybe good and bad ending? You know, have you got all of the pieces of the thing? I tried to jump that and fell. There's something in that house. There's something in that house. It's screaming at us. Or maybe it's not in the house? It sounds like it's in the house. Okay, I could probably jump out of bounds there. Oh, it's this. Let me look at that. Yes, this statue houses a spirit key. You'll need 3 of them to unlock the path up the mountain. There should be a matching plate around here. When the statue is placed there, it will release its key. Okay, it's a monkey. It's a monkey! Well, it's also a key, but it's a monkey! It's a monk key. Among Us. Okay, well, we're getting some laggy as well. That's also another bug that we're encountering. So we're developing some good feedback to pass on at this point. You know, some lagginess, some confusion. In a land of confusion. Do I need to light more things? Or do I just jump for it? Okay. I see that there's an item over there. Okay, this will probably align the bridges. Okay, the literal dominoes. I wonder if that's on a timer. Okay. Well, we've got another one of those, so that's just multiple of those. Okay, again, you know, the... The oil painting sort of aspect of things in the distance is an interesting trick. You know, it makes it look like it's just sort of a GIF in the background, but it's not. It's actually the physics. It's just been occluded in such a way that it looks like a GIF in the background. But then again, maybe they use that in some areas where stuff is so far in the distance and out of bounds that they just use a painted GIF with an oil painted thing. Obviously, the distance, we're seeing nothing. But they could do that. That would be an interesting trick. Put things so far away out of bounds that it just looks like there's more going on than there is. And you're being tricked by the, you know, the secret GIF technique that they're using to think that there's so much out of bounds. But you know, there actually isn't. That would make it look so much more alive. But obviously, you know, you're not meant to go out of bounds to the extent that we've been going. You know, you're probably not meant to see the boundaries, but if there were such boundaries, that would be a clever trick to play. Is this optional secret-y stuff? Or is there something over here? Or is there nothing? And what are those wisp things that I've been collecting? I knew we'd make it. Never a fear at all. Ikoru outskirts. Okay. Well, this is a shrine with a lucky cat in it. Maybe I should be following the obvious path rather than going off the beaten trail. But I can't help it. And I can make that jump. I can get up there. I see the water blow it. Like, what are those things? Tinkling at us. That's a boat. See if you can find a boat. Well, we found one. Not a motorboat, but it's a boat. Somewhere about here. Okay, let's keep exploring. So we might play this one the longest, just because, you know, we completed the one demo very quickly. Aha! So if I'd have made that jump, you know, there wasn't even a thing there yet. And then the other one, there just wasn't people playing on it. I mean, I get that you wanted me to go back to that other spot, but... It's interesting that they whisper Ducati Bell. The sound brings rain and good harvest. Interesting. Well, okay, you can't jump whilst you're stuck on the corner of some physics like that. Okay, well, we can stop running. But I want to see if I can sprint faster. I guess that's good for control, you know, if you're in a very dangerous area and you don't want to fall off, you want to actually walk. It's nice how many areas there seem to be. You know, there's quite a way over there. There's like that area to the side at the start that maybe we can cheese to. Okay, so that will take us over the bridge. But I want to explore. There's definitely potential for more things. Isn't. Are they some jade statues? Okay. We've got some jade prayer statues. Some little peepos. There's a bridge over there, which is an area that we haven't been yet. Okay. One area at a time. I'm so indecisive running backwards and forwards. There's some things to potentially light up as well. Okay. I'm guessing if we go down that thing, it's an area of no return. So, you know, we'll leave that one till last. Seeing as it looks like we can't return from that. Okay, we could possibly jump down there. There may be things down there. I think we're heading towards the area that we could have easily jumped to at the beginning. Okay. Big angry looking fox there. Definitely some sort of stuff down there. So I think this is the pagoda sort of thing we saw over the sides, where we could have jumped to if we wanted to be cheesy. Okay. Moonlight Falls. Aha, lift. Oh, that just takes you over there as well. Okay. I see there's a thing there. We are finding a lot of things. Now, did you want me to do some sort of long and complicated puzzle involving travelling over that and jumping over these to get that? Because I feel like that's what you wanted me to do. I didn't. I'm still gonna head over there. Because it looks like there might be something. I don't think I can get that, can I? I don't think I can make that. That flying platform takes us there. Whoop. This is fine. It's absolutely fine. Okay, the waterfall effects are a bit weird. Why is the music stopped? And, you know, maybe that was the way you were supposed to do it. But I'm sorry, I didn't. I did it my way. My way or the highway. Okay, we're also going to go into the pagoda before we head over there. And there's still more areas, you know, but I think this one at least isn't locking us off. There's also this hidden path, which is where we could have got to, for certain. What are you hiding over here? But it would have involved jumping down from the cliffs where we weren't supposed to be. And, you know, I didn't want to cut off things that we shouldn't have. I didn't want to cut off. But again, you know, there's nothing wrong with speedrunning and taking shortcuts like that. Oh my god. How much is there to... How far you can explore off the beaten track? This path is a never-ending flow of going off the beaten track. Okay, this is just the bridge that we were at before. Okay. At least it's all tied together in a way. I heard something screaming at me. Okay, so it's up there. Maybe I should go collect that first? Okay. It'd normally be overflowing with spiritual power. Maybe we can activate it somehow. Okay, this one isn't activated. We're seeing a lot of the pagoda things. Right. Let's go look up here. I don't think it was that. The screaming appears to have stopped. Whatever was screaming at us appears to have stopped. Maybe we activate it with that. Who's to say? Okay, there's another item. That's not making any noise either, so I don't think it was that. I think they just make like a wind chiming noise, wasn't it? Not like, you know, the big screaming of something important. Okay, we're getting some momentary lag. We'll just wait for that to abate. I think that might be the music changing for some reason. I'm not sure, because the music has stopped now. So it might be trying to load new music. It might be something else. Might just be coincidence. Okay, there's a big glowing blue orb, which is probably refilling the spirit fountain. Okay, got it. Jump into big glowing spirit orb to refill spirit energy. Koro Cemetery. Well, before I go investigate that, let's go take a bath in the water. It's a save point. We might fall in the water doing this. There is some stuff over there. Okay, something needs a key. That's the way up. I don't think that was intentional. Aha! There's a key. And that's just fast travel back to the beginning of the game? No? What did that do? That sounded very impressive, whatever that was. Because that one was already lit. Wow, we are stuck in a tree. Stuck in a tree. And a 10. Stuck in a tree. Right, continue. Don't new game me. It flashed over new game. I hope it didn't just start a new game. So I click continue. Okay. Bug discovered. Playtesting important. Never forget. Okay, so we can just jump up that. Well, we don't need to go back up there. I do wonder what we move with that big one. This sounded like a lot of things moved. Key. Does not have key anymore. Oh. Was it that? Okay. Well, the path to the key was already solved. Does that do more? Does it do something on that side? It does. There's another key. Okay, so it switches the sides. Okay, well, that makes sense why one is already solved then, doesn't it? Okay, but we can't take two keys in our mouths at the same time. Question is, where is the keyhole? Where was the keyhole? Because I don't remember. Okay, so we're going to go put one key in. And again, there's that pagoda over the cliff that I kind of am curious where that goes. I'm very curious where that goes. Okay, does the key go into the shrine? Up here? Okay, well, let's go look. Pardon me. Because, you know. And we built the bell in the thing as well, which I have no idea what that did, other than put a bell in it. It put a bell in it! It did something! Alright, we got a monkey. The monkey goes... That's what monkeys do. You don't want any keys? Okay, there's also more of these bells, but because we've got something in our mouth, we can't take them. Ah, that bell would go here. So I can reassemble that. I just need to figure out where this key goes. Oink. Okay. I'm going off the beaten track over here. Music has stopped again. Okay, more things to light. That will create more puzzles. More things to float over. Okay, spirit pool. Just in case. I wonder if that saves that we've got a key in our mouth. Right, that goes up there. That goes over here. Gonna go over here because I think it takes us towards where we could have gone down the zip line thing. Oops. And that's like somewhere. Ah, well, I mean... That's a stag key. I kind of have a key already. There's so many keys and nowhere to unlock. I thought we were stuck in the physics again for a moment there. Thankfully, we were able to jump out of that one. All these keys and nothing to turn. There's really nothing over here? Surely. Okay, well there's some sort of... Well, there's a couple of pathways. There's... Really, doggo? There we go. I mean, maybe we weren't supposed to be able to jump onto that bit. There's a few pathways around here. A few. Don't know where that goes. Right, well, we've got some things to light up. What it will do, nobody knows. Apparently, we're still missing a piece. Oh, on top. Shortcuts! Mistakes were made! Spawning in water is interesting. That was not the last pool that I sat in. We still have the key in our mouth, and the thing respawns. Another bug discovered! You know, this wasn't the pool that we rested in last. Also, why are these back? This was not the last pool that we rested in. The last one was Blackpool! Ha ha ha. It wasn't. Okay, but, you know, we were somewhere else entirely. Okay, so the key definitely doesn't belong to any of these. We definitely didn't fall in the water. Almost. I don't know what you mean. Why would we ever have almost fallen in the water? Oh, let's continue exploring. Okay, so all of that takes us into a wildly branching area. So, I mean, if we get in trouble, I can always just throw him off a cliff and come back. Okay, place. This surely not a ride across? Maybe we're supposed to activate it somehow. It really doesn't like me standing there. It really doesn't like me standing there. Oh, it really didn't like that. Okay, another bug discovered. Okay, I want to drop this so that we can recreate the bell and then pick it back up again. But I don't think it's going to allow that. What are those extra keys over there for, then? If they aren't to unlock something over there. Because I couldn't see any locks over there. Maybe I'm blind. Were they on top of the thing where the tree glitched us? I'm not sure. Also, like, what is over that? Just an item to pick up, probably? I mean, I'm going to go over there and light the things again. Yeah, everything is still moving. It's nice that when you die, that at least, you know, the progress that you made up to that point is still saved, so you don't have to redo all of that. It's a nice touch. Right, what are the keys? I could probably just jump over there from that one. Momentum conservation, because I think it does conserve momentum on the platform. Preservation of momentum. We probably could have flung ourselves over there. And again, there's an extra key. We already have 2 keys. Make it right. I was wrong! Okay, there was a bit of a further jump than I thought, but it's fine, we can still land it. And I knew we could at least, if I failed, land on the other bit, which is why I went for it. What is that? That's some sort of scroll. I accidentally pressed and we never got to read what it was. It was something. We got the thing. Okay, but I still need to figure out where these goddamn keys go, because, you know, that's 3 keys now with no hole. Does it matter which key it is? Because, again, that's a stag key. And, you know, if we've already got a key in our mouth, then you probably want me to climb that to get over there. So, you know, without being able to put it down, if I can't find where this key actually goes, we might be in trouble, which is another bug. And such an extent that it would be a soft lock to actually completing the game. Okay, is there like a way to climb up here? Right, okay, I'm gonna dive in this water again, even though we didn't remember that before. That is the pool that we want to respawn from, not the one back there. Take me up. Tarot card, domino. I wonder if there are like tarot dominoes, because they do look kind of cool. Not that dominoes are really a thing. I heard a cat meowing. Was that here or was that in the game? I think it might be out of my window. That tree's growing interestingly, isn't it? I don't think there was anything underneath. I was looking. The cat may actually just be a kid screaming by the sounds of it. Okay, well that's a door. That's another key! Another key. Well, we got 4 keys now, and nowhere to use them. Okay, I don't think this is intended as a path, but, you know, there's a potential to go somewhere up there. So we've got several keys. We've got a mountain that's got some sort of ride that we weren't able to trigger by actually getting in. So I'm not sure if we're supposed to be able to, or what. Now we explore this island for secrets. There's some sort of island down there. There's a few places down there. They are just that, which we've already done. So we're not going to go jumping down there because they're the ones that we've already solved. Okay. Where could these keys possibly go? Right, we cannot jump that cliff. There's something there. There's absolutely no way that we can get to the other side there. Not even with keys. There's a potential for something up here. Okay, well, that doesn't have proper physics. That fence doesn't really have proper physics. There's the potential for something up the waterfall there. No, it really doesn't want me to go there. Ooh. That is a path behind the waterfall. That is actually a path. Okay. Quite well hidden behind the waterfall, I must say. Okay, rather than going the obvious area first, let's go have a peek over here. I'm just going to run around with this key in her mouth. I would have liked to have put the bell in the other pagoda tower as well, but in the temple. But we couldn't put the key down that we have. Okay, we're out of the snow zone into a new biome. No save point. So, you know, the water, very dangerous around here. Tablet with verses. The Vermilion Gates mark the barrier between this world and the world sacred to the Kami. Oh, is this just a secret? Okay, it's not progress, it's just a secret. Okay, so the Vermilion Gates are the passageway to the underworld. I guess. I mean, we could go the long way round. Or we can go the fun. Right, we cannot make that. We can do this, though. We can get back here. Okay, but, I mean, that's just the same as dying, really. Right, well, I mean, I think we've done all that there is to do over here. We need to find where all these keys go. Like, there are 2 more keys over there in the secrets and nothing to use them on. which I guess is another feedback. Maybe they're areas under development, and you know you're not supposed to go there yet. Potentially, it's hard to tell. Which, you know, is a good feedback to provide regardless. You know, I'm finding all these keys and absolutely nowhere to use them. That's good feedback to pass on. I do like that they have hidden some paths in areas like that that, you know, are intended, but that one's clearly not intended to be a secret path. Oh. So, at this point, I'm at a loss, because the only place that seems to be the place to go is this ride that doesn't work. It saves when we get here as well. Well, that was interesting physics. Fireworks? I don't think we can make this jump. Okay, we've still got the key in our mouth. Yeah, that saved us here. Which is interesting because it was like you will respawn at the pool gate, but we didn't. Yeah, I don't think there's any other teasing. Right, so this must activate somehow. There's got to be a way to activate this as a ride. But is it just not incorporated yet? Okay, something about that area it didn't like. Something about that area it really doesn't like. And I can't see any spirit things to light up either. So I don't think it's that. Are there any that we lit that didn't do anything? I could probably make that, but I can't make it all the way over. Here's where we look for cheesy ways. Because we can get very high up there. But I don't think we can get enough momentum to make it over there. But, you know, that's clearly the progress. These guys don't want the keys either. So, you know, the key doesn't go to them. Okay, I'm going to go back to these two keys over here. And we will see if there's something that I've missed. Oh. Why isn't it? Oh, I see. This is one requires two statues and form an entire key. Somehow there was a bit that I missed. This is fine. Where am I? At the grave? Okay. The puzzle seems to have reset. You'll notice. So I can get up here. The walls, like they've completely gone to the top. So I don't know if that's like meant to be time-based or what. Maybe it's time-based. It might actually be a time-based puzzle. Because that slowly rises. I think it's actually a time-based puzzle. Okay, that's clever. So they rise to the top where you can't get them entirely if you're not quick enough. Like, what do you open then? You give a key. I have your key. But what does your key open? Maybe the key opens the way over the thing. Perhaps. I don't know. Maybe this lets us travel over the thing. Because I didn't see anything locked to us. I'm going to assume the key does that. Because there's nothing else that it could do. But what are those other keys that are in the other spots that we couldn't do anything with? They were sus. Maybe there's a plate that I didn't see because I might have jumped over it hilariously. You know, I might have completely hopped over it without realizing. Okay, but while we're here, I can go put this bell in the thing. And do the thing. So we can complete this bit. But, you know, I'm at a loss. If this key doesn't activate the rides, then I'm at a loss as to what to do. Okay, well, I mean, it should have been obvious that it was, like, probably close to the puzzle. Which means that those keys should be close to the thing there as well. Okay, that does the thing that creates the bell. We've realised that, but what that really does for us, I don't know. We can make it. We made it. I wonder if these keys are supposed to be used locally, or if they're supposed to open the thing in the waterfall that we already solved. You know, if they're supposed to open the waterfall gate that's already open, then then I'm even more confused. But maybe there's just a plate somewhere that I've missed. Either way, it doesn't hurt to have it in our mouth. Other than we can't put bells anywhere, but, you know, we're not putting bells anywhere, right? But I'm definitely not seeing thing. Right, let's try going right up to the door of the house. Maybe... I thought maybe because it's got a thing on the door, it might be, you know, associated. It wasn't. Okay, so we're looking for a big platform. For lack of a better term. Big flat platform. Okay. I mean, there's the potential to get over there. I realise this isn't teasing game in any way. This is just going quickly to here. Which, you know, we've solved this bit. Right, let's look around here for any platforms. I realise this also has its own key in the area. But what happens if I take the Spirit Fire back now? Okay, this actually did load me here. What happens if I take the Spirit Fire back out now that I've already solved that? You know, like you've already got the item that it drops, does it take it away from you? Okay, we've got another key. That thing has 2 door knockers on it. That was an interesting noise. I don't know what caused it. That one has 2 door knockers on it. There's no secret way in underneath. And there's no way on top of it. I'm not seeing any... Make it. No, we can't. Any silver plates to put these on. Anywhere. That's just the puzzle that we've already solved. That's nothing new. There's kind of a thing down there. It's only a platform. But, you know, I think that's just a show. A platform is a platform. It's a potential to be something. I'll make it. There's rocks there. Okay. Where there are lower rocks, there's the potential of being an area of secretism. So we may want to go explore that. Okay, the music has stopped again. But again, I think they might just be for show rather than being something. For show. Okay, so we could jump onto that, but I don't think that's anything. Okay, in this case, we are left with only one thing left to do. And that's go with the key to the potential transit line and see where that takes us. See where we go from there. But we've discovered some good feedback to give, for certain. Okay. Key doesn't activate the rides. What does key do? Where does this key go? Lost again. Okay, so there are several keys over there, but I'm on about the green key, not the one that we carry in our mouth. What does the green key that the puzzle gave us open? Is it something over here that I'm being blind to? Lag, 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 lag. Okay, fox is on a ball. I don't think that's anything. I think that's just where we get the key to get the key. Where could we possibly go from here? Okay, lagging, freezing. Big tree. We've done all of that area. What would this green thing open? I haven't seen a locked gate. And that's what the last one opened, was the locked gate, right? To let us over the bridge. I'm not seeing anything that would be similar that this would need to open. So, unless the ride is broken. Sure, we collected something. Unless the ride is broken and it's supposed to activate with the key, then we're running out of places to explore. Okay, that's just how to jump over there, where we kind of already did. There may be something up top there. Again, the bells are a mystery. That's, you know, I'm sure did something. It's a complete mystery what they are doing. Is there another path up there? I don't think so. But we can get on top of this building. See, I don't know if it's just they haven't designed the next areas. And this is as much as they've designed the game. Or what? Okay. There is one last thing we can do. That's an interesting area. Okay, well that's not the area to jump onto that from. Actually almost looks like a monkey doing some sort of cool acrobatics! I thought we would make it. So I don't know where these keys go. Oh my god. You'd never guess, but that really looked like we were going to make it that time, right? And we absolutely would have made it that time, right? Surely? I mean, it did look like it again, but, you know, looks apparently very deceptive. Looks are apparently very deceptive in this game. Okay. I mean, this is not going to do anything for us. Quite clearly. There's very little else we could go to. Okay. There was a chance that there was a lip there that we could have cheesed across. Okay, we're absolutely not going to make that cycle. The dog, we chase our tail. Okay. It'd be cool if there was a chase and tail animation if you did spin round in circles. That would be a nice touch. Let's have one last look around. Then we'll leave our review, and then we're probably going to call it a day. I know I promised 4 hours of reviews, but, you know, we have to download another thing. And the games were shorter than I thought they were going to be. You know, it says to review them forever, but if the game is not that long, then there's not a lot that you can do with that. And they weren't an hour long, some of them. But there's new games every 4 weeks, or, you know, when there's a new game, they last for 4 weeks. So there'll be new games up in no time, and, you know, I'll probably do some more, try and get the mouse mat and the mouse and maybe headphones, just in case my headphones break, and, you know, some of the other cool rewards that they got. And maybe I'll win some of the really special rewards that they got. If I do, I will be sure to show them off and let you know. I'd love the Oculus Rift. That would be amazing. I don't think there's, you know, there's a chance, but maybe not. You know, I don't know how many people are entering these competitions, but it would be great. Also, 6 of 10. I wonder if every time we've died, we've lost them. Okay, let's try that first. Let's try getting 10 of 10. Maybe the ride activates when we've got 10 of 10 of those. Because I don't know if we've ever been to the ride with 10 of 10 of those. So, that's something left to try. You know, because they do seem to keep respawning. I heard what sounded like an item. But let's get 10 of 10 of those, and maybe then we'll be able to cross the thing. Where the ones that we're missing are, I don't know. But I wonder if they're also lives. That would be interesting. If they were, like, literally, you've lost lives every time that you've died. But, you know, that's then nice that they are respawning. I think it's just the music is ramping up to an extent that sounds like it might be the thing. Okay, so we know that there are potentially some over here. Or is it how many flames we've got? I don't think it's how many flames we've got. Because if I go sit in the pool... Still 6 of 10. Okay. Now, where... Oh, where... are the other wheres? Where... Because we did have 10 of 10 for a while. Your hair is everywhere. This one's vanished again. So remembered we collected that one. Now figuring out which ones it's forgotten that we have is going to be the big thing. Because it remembers some things, like the item that we've got in our mouth. And that also suggests that maybe there might not be any more to the game if there's only 10 of those. And it's like, you know, you got to collect all 10, but maybe we need all 10 to do a thing. And then it uses them, and then there's more in the next area. You know, it's just telling how many there are in this area. Hard to say. But the ones that we've got, you know, we did have 10 of 10. Did. No longer. I'm guessing it's the ones right in the first area again. I'm guessing it's forgotten we got those. Because it forgot the earlier one, ironically, of all things. It forgot the earliest one that we had. Because the ones that are up here, we've definitely still got. The ones in the other area, it seems to have forgot. I don't mean to rhyme. I do not mean to. But it does seem to have forgotten that we have those ones. Okay, well, we've got something to extend the play a bit. A little side quest, as silly as it is. Because it probably isn't anything. It probably is meaningless. Okay, that was bad physics. I don't know if it is anything, right? So that's a monkey statue. And that unlocked the door. I don't think there is one over there, you know. Okay, these are back here. Wait. Go get that for me, right? You don't want to just automatically give it to me? Oh, you did. Lag. Go get that one as well. Thank you. Okay, 8 of 10. Right, so there are a couple back at the beginning. And then we will have 10 of 10. Can find them. And then we will try to ride the ride. See where it takes us. Okay, so there was one over here, and I think there's one back at the beginning as well. Right, 9 of 10. Thank you. I didn't even try to collect that one. Is there one on the island? I think there was. That was dangerous. Okay, so that's 10 of 10. Okay, you go get that for me. Wisp. You really don't want to collect that one. Okay, distant boxes are making noises. I mean, who needs to blow out a candle? It's not my birthday. 10 of 10. Distant boxes celebrated. Now, the question is, will the ride work now that we have 10 of 10? Not, then I don't know. As the saying goes with the keys as well. I wonder if it opened the doors at the top of the thing as well, maybe. The pagodas that we couldn't get into with the fox doors. There's a chance it opened those up as well. Okay, we're not going to risk jumping around the water and risking death. We'll go the long way round. As much as we had previously jumped around that, it looked very scary when we lose these things that we've gathered by dying. So let's not go do that. Okay. Now, will the ride activate? The ride still does not activate. Okay. There's one last place we can go. And that's in the Pagoda Temple itself. And I'm not going to go up the mountain and look at the doors, because I really don't think they've opened up the top. But it sounds like there's something here. Not you. And, you know, those doors on that pagoda up there and at the other one might open now, but I doubt it. You know, we got the keys, but there were no locks to put them in, or at least I couldn't see them. I may be very blind on that. Okay, and if nothing happens in here, then we go and review, and I don't think anything is going to happen. Well, we found the key locks, actually. Okay, we have something to do. We have something to do. That was very awkward. They are very hidden in the snow. They are very hidden in the snow. Okay. So we actually found something to do again after running around for a long time. That's important feedback to pass along. Important feedback discovered. They're kind of hidden. They're kind of very hidden. Okay, that's at least we're making progress. We got the 10 of 10 things as well. Like, I'm sure they're important. The 10 of 10 wisps. Right, okay. We're not going to risk falling off because we had to run back and collect all those wisp bits. We don't want to have to do that again for whatever reason. Right. Maybe this will give us the other half of the key to activate the machine. Maybe. Copium. Okay. What do? You give me the key. Yes! Okay! I feel like that may have activated the machine to cross the 7 seas. So we might actually be able to keep playing. Almost give up. Never give up, you know. I can't believe they were buried in the snow there and I didn't see them. Can't believe that. That was... it was a little awkward. I thought we'd reached the end of what was possible, and a lot of people will give up at that, absolutely. So that needs signposting a bit. You know, that just needs a little nudge in the right direction for the players. Because otherwise, everyone's just going to stop there and not complete it. Literally. Okay, is it this? It wasn't that. What did you signpost me to? Something happened in a far off land. And I don't know where that was. How do I know where that was? How am I supposed to know where that was? Like, there's a pagoda there. Wait. If it wasn't the lift, then, well, we're back in the I am absolutely lost and I don't know what that did stage. Right, let's go take a bath. I have absolutely no idea, because there are many of these things all over the lands, and I didn't, or at least I don't remember seeing a locked one. Hello, Piglet! This is like a Fox game once played. Red Fox game. I don't know. Yeah, there is a Fox game. I can't think what it's called, but I know what you mean. Is it a Kami? There's a Kami. There's a few others that are very similar, you know, art style with Foxy games. So there are a few of them. But how are you? You having a good day? I am absolutely lost. I've been running around for ages, made a little progress there, but at the same time, I don't think we're making progress anymore beyond this. So, you know, but this game is not out yet. It is on pre-release. And I'm testing it out for a sponsored thing. And, you know, if you want to check it out for yourself, you can play it. You can download it and play it through that. And, you know, if you provide feedback to developers, you can win some prizes as well. So they've got some interesting things like VR headset and, you know, other sorts of prizes that you can win. This is a sponsored segment as well, just so that, you know, full disclosure. But are you having a nice week? Right. figuring out where this is unlocked is now going to be the thing, because I don't know where that unlocked. I have absolutely no idea where that unlocked. So I am very lost. And that's good feedback to provide to the developers as well, because I am completely lost. There's a one in the water, but I don't think that was what it activated. I really thought it would be this ride up here. It kind of looks like it should be. This big gate, did I approach this wrong? Like, it showed this big gate as though it was saying this is now available to use. And I'm certain it was this. But... but the ride does not seem to want to activate, so... I don't know if it's bugged or if it's just not programmed in yet. But it really feels like this is all that is left to do now, is to cross this, but the ride never wants to work. So I can't get over there. And I'll try breathing fire on it, because that does some things. There's nowhere to breathe fire into. So I'm stuck! I am absolutely stuck at this point. And that will be where I'm probably gonna end playing this, because, you know, I've done as much as I can. I'm now completely soft locked. But it looks like it should be able to progress, but what I do beyond this is escaping me. So, no, I can get in the ride. Well, I tried to get in the ride, it doesn't... Oh, there's a door. That door wasn't there before. Maybe it works now. Okay. Again, you know, maybe finding it early almost locked me out of that. There's a door that's now opened on it. Okay, thanks for playing Capital Lights. Powered by W. Weiss. We completed the demo. Almost didn't complete it because of... because of confusion. Because of heavy confusion. Okay. But we completed it, and I don't know why it's not... Okay, if I take out the gamepad, it lets me exit. Okay. So we completed as much as we can on that. And now we need to go provide some feedback. So that was Path of Kami, if you're interested, piglets. So let's go write our review for Path of Kami. And 24 people liked it. It's the third test. The game idea, pretty good. Gameplay, you know, there was some issues. The story, I was a bit confused. I was a lot confused. The artwork really nice. Clarity, well, it didn't really introduce them that well. It was highly confusing. I think you got the skills, it's just the confusion that was causing the problems. The audio was nice enough, you know, the thing, there was some bugs. Let's put down to 4. Yeah, I'd play the game when it comes out, and I'd recommend it. Okay, so, here's where we're now into all this hyping. Pardon me, and remember everything that we did. So, when playing, it didn't introduce the buttons you needed to press to do things like put fire into the shrines or absorb it. I had to figure this out on the gamepad myself from expected controls. Okay, and then there were times where I collected bells and somehow delivered them to a place for them to be rang, but I have no idea what this did whatsoever. But I did this twice. When dying, sometimes I wasn't returned to the pool I was supposed to respawn in according to what the game had said would happen. And at times I lost older wisps I had collected previous to that save point while keeping others I obtained after. And the range at which these were collected by the companion was ridiculous, as I could just look at the ones on the roof and not bother to get them, which was very unsatisfying to collect them in that way. With regards to the keys, I collected them but ended up missing entirely the places to put them and ran around the level for absolutely ages. Lost, not seeing them in both the shrine and the graveyards. Even when I collected them, guessing it took me over the lift, I didn't realise the lift door had actually opened, as this wasn't shown, and tried to ride on top, but it wouldn't ride, so left me confused and lost again. So I did often feel very lost in this. It was nice to explore the areas, and they were very pretty, and I found many of the secrets, including the very necessary secret hidden behind a waterfall, which every game must of course have. Did particularly like the way in which distant parts of the levels became an oil painting texture, which was very clever and artistic. I feel they could further use this effect by having actual oil artwork masked in distances beyond the physics you're supposed to be able to get to make it look as if the world is actually far bigger than it even appears. This would be done very well and make the game world feel even bigger. I did like the gameplay. And, you know, it was fun to explore. But sometimes there was moments where the game lagged out entirely for a while, and especially when on certain objects, like between the lift and its pedestal. The game really didn't like me standing there. All in all, it's pretty well done, and the collectibles and puzzles were nice, and look forward to the full release. Just could use some more sign posting on where to go, and the pedestals for the keys to go in were very obscured, hidden in the snow, which made it very challenging to figure out where they go. Okay. But other than that, you know, it's pretty good. It was pretty fun. Just got very, very, very lost for a while. And I don't know why the wisps didn't go. Were there any other bugs that we had? I feel like there might have been something else that I'm forgetting. But, you know, if I'm forgetting it, it can't be that important. But all in all, you know, it was pretty good. You know, just the keys that we ended up running around for. The music did go very silent when it came to looping, however, and this could use a little work here too. Okay, so, you know, we've got positive criticism, creative, and, you know, we've got some positive feedback, some nice feedback, and some things that need improving. And, you know, we've pointed out the bugs and things that need improving. Other than that, it ran very well. And that's helpful feedback, you know, that's not criticism, it's helpful feedback that the developer can use to sort these issues. They can give better signposting, they can give actual tutorial that tells you which buttons to press, and, you know, they can signpost you a bit better in the directions that you need to go and where these things go once you've got them. So, you know, I think that's positive feedback, and that'll stop people just quitting out entirely at that point and not playing, which I almost did, and I was being very adamant and determined to keep playing it and do it. So, you know, I think that's some positive and good feedback for review, and hopefully they will enjoy. And, you know, I don't know what it takes to get your clips on the things. Do I have to clip clips? Will they clip clips of my review and my gameplay? Obviously there are 6 reviews at the moment. This is the how long the thing is and how long they played. Length 30 to 60 minutes, played 2 hours. Did they get lost as well? Okay, they've put like an actual review of the game. Check out my detailed bug list on Google Ships with reproduction steps, feedback, reviews, and visual proof. Okay, they've gone above and beyond. 16 bugs found in it. And, you know, me. And then 50 minutes, just an ordinary review. That's a short review. An update to the graphics and sounds to 3 minutes and 2 seconds. I think the problem will be solved in an update, and the graphics is very good and sounds. Okay, I don't know what some of these are, but, you know, and then there's the activities, which is my review, and then, you know, news and updates, blah, 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 fan of animal games, positivity or feedback, thank you for playing. Okay, so these are updates by the developer as the thing goes along, and then how to play, so that's how to install it. But yeah, this has been a sponsor segment for G-Rounds, which, you know, is about the testing, gathering the points, and winning the awesome prizes. So I would recommend you go check it out for yourself. And I will obviously do some testing offline. I have to install other things, and that might mess with the stream, which is why we're cutting it short, because some of the games were shorter than I thought they'd be, and I apologise for that. But go check it out for yourself, and I will catch you all again soon. And go give positive feedback. It's important to give feedback to developers so they can fix these issues, and I hope that I've helped clarify why playtesting is important as well. Because it is. And, you know, we found some things. Obviously, we didn't go as far as giving like system specs on a Google document and full steps on how to reproduce the bugs, but, you know, we've got our video here, and, you know, we've provided feedback. I can't do clips whilst the video is live, so, you know, if the developers or GRAM want to take clips, they are very welcome to. But, you know, I've got a whole video here, and hopefully you have a nice rest of your day, and I'll catch you all again soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.